Unit 7, Lesson 1, The Development of the Periodic Table. Mendeleev organized the elements based upon their atomic mass. Moseley developed the modern-day periodic table. He organized the elements by their number of protons, which we call the atomic number. Periodic law states that the properties of elements are periodic functions of their atomic numbers. And the result is we can fill in gaps to predict undiscovered elements and their properties. So how the table is organized. The periodic table is organized according to their rows, which we call periods. These equal to the number of energy levels. The groups, known as our columns, are basically showing us the number of valence electrons resulting in similar chemical properties. Here's an example of our periodic table, and the rows are periods, columns are groups. So here, period 1 starts with hydrogen, period 2 starts with lithium. Here we look at our groups. Group 13 starts with boron, group 14 starts with carbon. Valence electrons, anything in group 1 will have 1 valence electron. Anything in group 2 will have 2 valence electrons. Anything in group 13 will have 3 valence electrons. Group 14 will have 4. We skip over the transition metals because these will have a different variety of valence electrons depending on how many electrons the atom is willing to give up. The reactivity of the elements is determined by the number of valence electrons. All atoms, except hydrogen, want 8 valence electrons to become stable. This would be our full valence shell. We call this a stable octet. The closer to a stable octet, the more reactive the element is. Period 1 elements need 2 electrons to have a full valence shell, not 8. And period 1 contains hydrogen and helium. So let's practice. Which element is in group 2 and has 4 energy levels? So 4 energy levels, 1, 2, 3, 4. Group 2, 1, 2. That would be calcium. Let's practice again. Which 2 elements have the same similar chemical properties and why? Looking at our periodic table, which 2 elements have the same number of valence electrons? Both sodium and potassium are in the same group and have the same number of valence electrons. So let's check your understanding. Which element is more reactive, oxygen or fluorine, and why? Your answer should have been fluorine because fluorine only needs 1 additional electron to have a stable octet.